Okay, cool. All right, so we were, for anybody that watches this, we are streaming live for On the Hook. And what we do each week is we get on and we play one of these games, and we only have an hour to make something out of the samples that we're giving. So today's game is called Topical but Tropical. And so it's dive into the sunny world of tropical house using the provided vocal samples to build your own chill masterpiece. The lyrics in the vocals reflect some of the topics in 2024. So some of the vocals, I made this with AI. So
in 2024, the world's on fire.
So there's a female vocal and there's a male vocal. So anyway, we all got on, we did an hour. We are back. Greg, I've got Greg with us, Steve and Robert. And so we're going to check it out. So I think Robert and Steve are still uploading there. So we'll start with you, Greg. Here we go. What was the lyric on the very end there?
That's just the "It's a New World"
Oh yeah,
from the female vocal.
that was cool. I like that you use both samples a little bit.
Ended up, killing a bunch of time pitch shifting because of that, but yeah, it seemed worth it.
Oh yeah.
And then of course that's all supposed to lead into the next section, which I had to cut for time. So I was actually working on some stuff that goes after that. But
Oh right. It was good. I like the it's more of a techno kind of beat. Of course, the four on the floor really applies to almost any kind of house music or techno. So it qualifies as house, tropical house.
good. I was worried that I might not technically qualify.
Yeah. No, I like that. That was good. All right. Robert, let's check yours out, man.
Drones in the sky, crypto's crashing, world is shifting. We're on the move. 2024, we've got something to prove. Solar panels lighting up the day. The world's shifting, we're on the move. 2024, we got something to prove. New roads ahead, we'll see what stays. Trying to keep up in so many ways. The world's shifting. The world's shifting. The world's shifting.
There's a lot there. Robert, tell us your thinking on that. Can you unmute?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Oh.
I had the guy's voice. The track didn't activate. I guess I forgot to activate that. So because it's supposed to have been time stretched to the timing on that, and what we just heard, it wasn't there.
Oh, it rendered out differently from how you did it?
Yeah, I just didn't activate the track that I did all
Oh.
that editing on.
Whoops. You can re-upload it. Well, what I did, yeah, the timing of it made it feel like it was two songs overlapping each other,
Right.
but I'm
Yeah.
sure you could get that fixed. What I like though is the bass line in there. I thought was cool near the end. You had a cool bass line, and I liked the percussion had a really kind of analog-y, I don't know, it had a really good sound to it. I can't describe it, but it's just kind of bubbly and
Yeah, that was RMX.
oh, was it? Was that RMX? I haven't used that in forever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, cool. I want to hear it, how it sounds after you get it re-rendered.
Yeah, I just gotta activate that track and then just resend it.
Okay, we can come back to you.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine, then we'll go to Steve.
Actions are buzzing, cause it's loud and clear. Tanks moving fast, but we still hold fear. Drones in the sky, jobs on the line. In 2024, we walk a fine line.
So that was are you guys familiar with Tygo or no, actually Kygo is what I meant to say. He's kind of a tropical house guy. I like listening to his stuff. And he often swings that 16th note. And so I kind of I created a hi-hat pattern and I swung it really hard and then kind of started creating all the other instruments around it to kind of give it that swing dance feel. I ended up using Omnisphere for a lot of the synths and stuff. If I had had more time, the synths aren't quite exactly how I'd want to hear them, but I'd want to have more time to really dial in the synth parts and stuff. But I used different stacks and kind of a rock piano, hard hitting piano on that to give it that shift. And then as far as the vocals, I just took a tiny bit of the verse and then the chorus of the vocals I made into my pre-chorus. And then it just drops into kind of an instrumental chorus. Just for ideas. I think it'd be kind of fun. And then I formatted the vocals down to kind of give it a vibe. Yeah, that's fine.
What did you use for bass?
Nice.
I used Omnisphere
Was
actually.
it Omnisphere? Okay.
Well, it's Trillion.
Right.
Merged into Omnisphere. Yeah. So it's just an electric bass. In fact, it's part of my temp. When I open up Ableton, I always have a bass ready to go. And it's always that just electric bass. I think it's like a fingered bass or something like that.
Okay.
But it's Trillion, which always sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So it's fun. All right. Steve, let's check it out. cool. I like that. Very calypso.
Nice.
Let's go.
Is that your voice doing the little melody?
Yeah, I formatted that. There's a lot of issues going into this one, but it's okay. Um, yeah, just some weirdness and it just froze and crapped out on me. But yeah, I was trying to find bass sounds, but partway through it seemed like there's like this soft clipping thing that was happening. Like it didn't look like I was overloading anything, but it just had that like something was crunchy. I couldn't
Mm.
figure out what it was, so I spent too much time trying to figure that, out, and I never really figured it out. But yeah, so it's annoying. It's like
Mhm.
doing too much nitpicky stuff. And I was planning on like writing maybe some lyrics, but I just put in the year of 2024 and then mumbled the rest.
I actually really like the mumble thing in the little melody line, and it had a very I don't know, it's just cool improv feel to it. And I think there's almost like in the rhythm of it was like a quarter note triplet or something in there.
I definitely intentionally made it lazy
Hmm.
and like it
Yeah.
like slowed down,
Hmm.
which was fun. I didn't mess with it other than a little pitch shifting, but it was yeah, it was a fun little melody. And then I was like, I need to just do something else. So I did it again. I just totally, but like I wanted to go like I usually don't have time to have like that little like B section thing. So it's like I'm gonna
Hmm.
throw it in there and I'm just gonna copy and paste because I ran out of time. But yeah, it's fun and different. So it's definitely challenging for me to
Yeah.
write in this style. I
Yes.
rarely do four on the floor anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's barely four on the floor. I mean, that calypso beat kind
Mhm.
of makes it feel like it's not, but even though there's a kick on the fours. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
mostly did it because I wanted the pun Tropicalypso.
yeah. And you got,
And
it
I
sounded
came
like
up
there's mallets or steel drums or something in there, right?
yeah, there's vibraphone and some processed piano
Vibraphone, I think.
and yeah, the vibraphone. But then like the keys are doing piano and other piano. I just layered a bunch of stuff. So there's things going on, and that's pretty much it. Drums, bass, keys, vocals.
Cool.
Pretty minimal on my part.
Hmm. Um, I liked it. It was easy to listen to. It's just very,
Mm.
you know, relaxing. It was very relaxing, kind of easygoing beat.
Mm.
Um, Robert, do you have yours back up?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. We'll have to check it out, I guess, next week then.
Yeah.
But I want to talk real quick now that we're kind of done. Was it anybody else want to say anything on this stuff? Have any insights? Was it hard? Was it fun?
It's always fun.
It's
Okay.
always fun. It was, I wasn't inspired by the lyrics
Yeah.
or vocals,
I wasn't either, to
so
be
I
honest.
I did not use them. That
Yeah.
was my solution. It's like
Yeah.
I listened through, it's like I can't find anything here. It's okay.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about using AI is coming up with vocal lines that actually
Mm.
sound like somebody would really write it. Like the lyrics are just so
Mhm.
stupid all the time. But we are in the infancy of AI, I'm sure. Um, anyway, I wanted to challenge you guys because I am currently working on what I'm calling um, 3-click organization. So in my DAW, I want to be able to get to at least 5 instruments in less than 5 options of any instrument in less than 3 clicks. So let me give you an example. I'm working and I'm like suddenly need a piano. I don't want to have to start digging through plugins, folders, whatever. I want one area I can go in and I have at least 5 pianos waiting for me right there. And I just click it and I'm in and I'm working. So I'm redoing my DAW with an organization. Of course, I'm on Ableton. I don't think any of you guys are you? You got
No.
Reaper, you got
I'm Reaper.
your Reaper also. Okay, so 2 Reapers and a can't remember what you're on, Steve.
Reaper.
Reaper. Oh, it's Greg that's on something different.
I use Reaper and Bitwig, which is very similar to Ableton.
Oh, okay. Um, anyway, I am going to end up making a video about this, and I would love to be able to include instructions on, like, I'd love to see if you guys are able to solve this problem in Reaper, if I could feature that as well in a video so that people that are coming in, because let me give you a quick example. I'll just show you what I'm doing right now in my DAW, even though it'll probably look like Greek to you guys because you're not used to the look of Ableton.
I've used it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it a lot.
Yeah, it's very gray look. I don't think the coloring of Ableton is very easy to look at, but I used to use these color coats and I would put my instruments and my effects in these different color coats, but there's a lot of issues with that. For instance, if I want to grab an instrument that is in Contact, I've got to grab Contact first
Mhm.
and then load the instrument. So I figured out a way to create instrument racks in Ableton that are, and then save the instrument rack. So I can go, so I'm creating these new folders of piano, synths, brass, things like that, where when I load it in and drop it in, like here's Cinebrass, this is an orchestration one. If I drop this in, can you see this, my screen that's overlaid? It
Yeah.
already loaded up Contact with the instrument in it, and it's already on one of the samples that I would most likely use. So I'm not having to do 4 steps to get to this instrument. So I'm combing through all these instruments and VSTs and stuff that I have because I can't even remember everything I've bought over the years.
Yep.
But I want to find like 5 for each one. I want to be able to go into my guitars and see 5 different options, whether it's a Ableton guitar, an Omnisphere guitar preset, whatever it is, to just drop in that are 5 that I would use or likely use. And then from there, you can always go, actually, I need it to be less this and find a different preset or something like that. But I think what would be really, really cool is any new people coming in to On the Hook would get some instructions in their DAW on how to set this up. And it would be great practice for all of us so that we're more organized to just be able to access an instrument really quickly. And then if you want to take it further, you could create folders or, however you want to do it for like your effects too. I'm going to end up making an effects folder for each one for like warble effects or aging effects or distortion or saturation, or just a whole, 5 standard reverbs I can just grab and go that are ready to go. Does this sound like a good challenge for you guys? Would this help you?
I have one problem with it, and that the only problem that I have with it is that I need this. I need exactly what you're talking about. I don't have it. I wish I had it. So I don't know. I can try to figure something out, but I really need that.
Yeah, well, I think because you guys are all on Reaper, you might be able to give each other
There's
tips on this.
Yeah, so there's something called templates, track templates.
Yep, exactly what I was
And
about to say. Yeah.
I just created, have rarely used it, but it's something I should start doing.
You
Is
want
you
to
just
share
save
your
templates for things that you like, and you can do you can create your own shortcuts in Reaper. You can just like set macros to whatever. And there's a thing called insert track from template. And so I just made it Control Shift I, and now
Hmm.
it'll pop up the folder that has all of your templates in it. And you could organize them like with subfolders and all that. So you could be like bass, piano, guitar, whatever.
So when you say template, is it actually just a saved session that you're pulling in?
It's a saved individual track that you load
Oh,
into an existing session that will have
Oh, okay. I don't
And
know.
yeah,
whatever
that
you
track
want
can
on it.
have,
It could be
yeah.
an instrument with effects. All that stuff will be already existing there.
can you share your screen real quick and show Robert? I just made you
Yep.
co-host.
Uh-huh. All right. So you see this in actions. You can go show action list. Can you see my action list?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. So then you just do insert track from template. So right here, track, insert track from template. So I created this shortcut. You can go down here to add whichever one you want.
Okay.
So when you run it, it just pops up here and then boom. These are all the templates that I made back a year ago. So you can create whatever you want. And when you do, it just pops up here. And here's my DI bass. And it
Oh,
has
wow.
guitar rig already loaded in. And it's set to the proper input channel. So all I have to do is hit boom, and it'll go to input 2, which has my quarter inch. And that's it.
Wow.
Sweet.
If you're
It
more of a
is.
menu guy than a shortcut key guy, you can also on that screen, same screen that Steve just had up, you can add these actions to any of the menus as well.
Oh, true. Yeah. Yeah, Reaper is super customizable. I tend to use shortcuts more than anything else. I mean, sometimes I'll do stuff, but I currently have too many little things. It's like if I add any more, I currently run the risk of not using most of them because there's a bunch. But I save. My favorite one is crop to active take with
That's,
Reaper. You just if you're recording multiple takes in one lane, I set it to click one button and it'll just trim down automatically to the one. So
see, I had to mention the menu thing because I hit the point where I'm running out of shortcut key combos that are convenient to use because I added two,
that's
like,
true.
oh yeah, this would be a good keyboard combo to have, and then everything ends up on the keyboard.
Yeah, I have a special mouse. I haven't really utilized it yet, but it's the MX Master 3S, and it has different there's a button there, there's two buttons here, and this is a thumb button, and you can program them um to
Wow.
be whatever. So I haven't really done it yet because it hasn't been as smooth as I want it to be, where it doesn't necessarily load the preset for my mouse when I open up Reaper. So sometimes I have to automatically or manually go in, open up the thing. But you can set things like if I wanted to, I can make press the thumb button, record, and it'll just, arm and record a track. Um, but there's
So,
3 others that I can program to do stuff.
That's cool. So
I'm
Steve,
probably
with
going to use one to be slice an item because that's one of the most useful things for me. It's figuring out the quickest way to slice something.
Steve, when you're talking about these tracks to these template tracks that you're pulling in,
Mhm.
can that include an external sampler with a plug like Contact that's already loaded a plug-in and everything in it? Okay, so you can do all that then in that.
Yeah.
And then is
You
there a
can
way
it,
to
it just
organize?
has oh no, it just has you can do it sort of two different ways. One, a track template will load a track that has any effects loaded onto it, but then you
Hmm,
can also save effects chains if you want, which will have, contact and a reverb and a compressor or whatever if you want. There's sort of two different ways to go about it. The track is a little bit more all-inclusive, but you might want to do just the instrument and then have a effects chain of all right, I almost always put this on any keyboard I'm going to use, whether it's in Contact or something else. So then I can load that effects chain on top of whatever.
yeah, I
But
like
yeah,
that.
it does do that sort of multi-layer thing. It goes into Contact with a specific instance of, Alicia's keys or whatever preloaded,
Hmm.
and then it just pops in.
I like using transpose a MIDI effect transpose on every track, even though it's turned off, just because I often
Mm,
want to shift the key to a different key when I'm playing in it. Um,
yeah.
so that's one that I would use all the time. So is there a way then you could just organize those into different folders and say, here's my 5 favorite pianos that I'm all my
Hmm.
go-to. Here's my 5 favorite
Yeah.
organs. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what
And
about
I currently have just a project template that has most of my go-tos already loaded in, which is
mhm,
why I haven't created the track templates. I have a project. It takes a minute to load, but it has, a space for all my drum samples, a space for actual virtual drum instruments that I use all the time. It has contacts I can go in and just quickly, all right, this is the contact thing. I can search contact for whatever I want. But I
Sure.
have other things like guitar and pianos that I normally use. So those are like my favorites are already preloaded in a template. That's just named, production 2024
Mm.
for when I'm producing. So that might also be a way for like if you want to just really like I want to start, boom, it has a thing set up for my microphone, it has a thing set up for my keyboard. It's already routed through to the MIDI setup, so I just have to click record arm and it'll play it. I don't have to like fiddle with anything. So that's
That's
another more macro option.
Yeah, I have a default template that every time I open Ableton, it's the same kind of thing I've got. Okay, cool. Well, I was wondering if could I challenge one of you guys to make me a little video on how to do it in Reaper, how to set this thing up? Just the 2 minute,
Yeah.
5 minute video.
If I can figure out how to record and upload it. Something I've never actually done. It's like screen capture what I'm doing. I mean, maybe I
Oh,
can do it in Zoom. I don't know. I have technically OBS installed on my computer, but I've never used it.
VSDC makes a free screen recorder that does a pretty good job with this stuff last time I tried it.
What's it called?
VSDC.
VSCC. Okay.
Yeah, they make a recorder
Gotcha.
and also like a video editing package. It's all there's
okay.
like free with the payware tier if you want it kind of thing.
If you're able to do it, in like a 1080p resolution so that it would fit any video I make, that would be super helpful.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So my challenge is this week to finish on my side to get all my favorites and my favorite go-tos to be just 2 clicks away, 2 or 3 clicks away, just be able to pull in any track. And so if I'm looking for that tambourine plugin I bought in 2003, it's just right there. I don't need to have to keep digging for it because it kills
Yeah.
your creativity when you're looking for things.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
just then making
tambourine.
sure you don't have too many
Right.
saved things. It's like I have 600 favorites.
Right.
Okay. That's
Kind
not
of
useful.
purpose.
Now
That's why I think,
you're back to where you started.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
3 to 5 is all you need in those folders, and that's it. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, if you have to
Very
dig,
good idea.
you can.
I just need to figure out where that folder is so I can change the.
So these
If
videos would
you,
actually walk you from beginning to end in setting that up. Is that correct?
That's what I'd like. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like if you're using this DAW,
there probably is. Well, I'm gonna search for because there are plenty of YouTube tutorials. There's probably someone who already did exactly this.
probably.
But I'll search for that first because that'll be a lot faster than me recording my own video.
And that's fine. If it's exactly how
Yeah.
you would do it, just send me that. And then that I can just reference that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Thanks for hanging. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'll see you next week. Next week's is called Shadow and Sax. And it's
Yes.
all about
Go
like
take.
film noir, muted trumpet kind of thing.
Nice.
You had to mention sax, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's all over, boys.
I know.
We're done.